The last time I spoke to my ex, she looked at me across the coffee shop table and said, "You never fought for me. You just let me slip." I tried to say that wasn't true, but she was already standing up, and I haven't been able to sit in that place since. It's been 9 months since that conversation, and I still hear her voice in my head. She looked me straight in the eye. Her hand was wrapped around her coffee cup, knuckles white. "You never fought for me," she said. "You just let me slip." I didn't even get a full sentence out before she stood up. Her chair scraped against the floor and she left. That was it. That was the last time I saw her. Her name is Lacey. We were together 4.5 years. I met her in a dog park in Des Moines. She had this tiny rescue mutt named Oliver who barked like a maniac at my husky. We ended up talking while the dogs ran around, and that was it. That's how it started. We had our first date at Bean and Root Cafe the next week. We were solid for a long time. Normal problems. Work stress, money tight sometimes, a few rough arguments, but nothing crazy. At least that's what I thought. Then she started acting distant. I noticed she'd get quiet when I brought up long-term stuff. Buying a house, getting a dog together instead of borrowing her parents when they were out of town. Her replies got short. She stopped saying, "I love you" first. Eventually, I just asked her, "What's going on with us?" She said she felt like I didn't show her I cared anymore. Like I was just coasting. That hit me hard because I thought I was doing all the right things. I worked. I paid attention. I listened. I never raised my voice. I didn't cheat. I didn't lie. But apparently that wasn't enough. She moved out a week later. I let her. She said she needed space and I gave it to her. That was my mistake. We talked maybe twice in the 3 months after that. Short texts. Cold. Then one day she messaged me and asked if we could meet for coffee. My heart jumped. I thought maybe she missed me. I thought maybe this was a turning point. It wasn't. That day in the cafe she looked calm. Tired, but calm. Like she'd made peace with something. I was the one shaking. I had so many things I wanted to say. But the second I started talking, she shut it down with those words. "You never fought for me. You just let me slip." I've gone over that moment 1,000 times. What did she want me to do? Show up at her door with flowers? Chase her when she walked out? Make some big speech in the rain? I didn't. I respected her space. I gave her what she asked for, and she took it as indifference. After she left that day, I stayed in the booth for another 20 minutes. Couldn't move. Couldn't even drink my coffee. I haven't been back since. Then I saw the engagement post. 3 months later, she posted a picture on Facebook. Her holding hands with a guy I didn't recognize. Big toothy smile. Diamond ring. Caption said something about "finally found my forever." It gutted me. I stared at the picture for a long time. Tried to ignore it. Tried to move on. But something about the guy didn't sit right with me. He looked polished. Like he practiced to smile. I didn't know why, but I had a feeling. So I started asking around. I talked to people we used to know. Dug a little on social media. Nothing crazy at first. Just curiosity. Then I found something. Something real. She thought I didn't fight for her. But maybe now I had a reason to. And this time I wouldn't stay quiet. I didn't go looking to ruin her life. At first, I just wanted to know who the hell this guy was. His name was Evan Blake. He worked in finance out of Omaha. That's all her post said. So I started there. I'm not a stalker. I'm not tech savvy. But I can read between the lines. I remembered she mentioned once that she hated Omaha. So why would she suddenly want to build a life with someone based there? I found his LinkedIn. His profile screamed, "Sales guy who cheats on business trips." All smiles and suits and buzzwords like disruption and network optimization. It didn't say much about who he really was. But then I found his Instagram. It was public. That's where the cracks started to show. One post had a picture of him at some Vegas club, tagged with another guy and a girl who was definitely not Lacey. Her hand was on his chest and their faces were close. Real close. I checked the date. Just 2 weeks before the engagement post. Could have been innocent. Could have been old. I wasn't sure. So I screenshotted it. Then I kept digging. That's when I found the Reddit thread. Someone on /Omaha had posted a warning about a guy scamming women. Using fake names, claiming to be single when he wasn't. The username didn't say much, but they described him in detail. 6 foot, blonde, drives a black Tesla, works in corporate finance. Said he had a habit of getting engaged fast, promising the world, then vanishing. Ghosted one woman 3 days before the wedding. And the name he used back then? Evan. No last name. Just Evan. It could have been someone else. I told myself that. But I felt sick. I saved the post. Took screenshots of everything. The club photo. The Reddit thread. Even his profile pics. I didn't know what to do with it yet. Then one night, I got drunk and sent it all to Lacey. I didn't say much. Just, you deserve to know who you're really marrying. She didn't respond. For 2 days, nothing. Then she called me. Middle of the night. I could hear her crying. Why are you doing this to me? She said. I'm not doing anything to you, I told her. I'm trying to stop someone else from doing it. She hung up. That should have been the end of it. But a week later I got a knock on my door. It was Evan. And he wasn't smiling. He showed up on a Thursday. I'll never forget it because I had just finished heating up leftover lasagna and was still holding the damn plate when the knock came. When I opened the door, I didn't recognize him right away. He looked different in person. Shorter, for one. Less polished. No suit, just jeans, a Henley shirt, and that look. The kind of look you give someone right before you throw a punch. You must be Tyler, he said. I nodded slowly. I didn't invite him in. You think you're some kind of hero? He asked. Digging around in other people's business? Sending that crap to Lacey? I think she deserves to know who she's about to marry, I said. He laughed. A cold, empty sound. You don't know anything about me. I didn't reply, just stared. My hands were shaking a little, but I kept my grip on the door. I should break your nose, he said. But I won't. You're pathetic enough as it is. Then leave. He stepped in closer, toe over the threshold. You cost me something real, and you're gonna wish you hadn't. Then he walked off. Just like that. I stood there, lasagna forgotten, my stomach in knots. The next day, I got a message from an unknown number. No text, just a photo of my apartment building. Then one of my car. Then a short video of me walking into my job at the tire shop. No threats. Just that sick feeling that someone was watching. I filed a police report. They didn't do much. Said unless he made a direct threat, there wasn't a lot they could do. I started looking over my shoulder everywhere I went. Then Lacey called again. I broke it off, she said. Her voice sounded hollow. You were right. He lied about everything. I didn't say anything. He told me you were stalking us. That you were obsessed. But then I saw the messages he sent to another woman. She sent me screenshots. I'm sorry, I said. And I meant it. But not just for what happened. For everything. For not fighting when I should have. For letting her slip. I don't know what to do now, she whispered. I feel like my whole life just exploded. That's when something in me shifted. Because yeah, maybe I was trying to protect her. Maybe I told myself I was doing the right thing. But the truth? I did want to blow up her life a little. I wanted her to hurt like I did. And now she was alone. Again. Only this time, Evan wasn't going away quietly. Not for her. Not for me. And I had no idea how far he was willing to go. 2 weeks went by. Things were quiet, too quiet. No more texts. No more photos. Lacey went dark on social media. I stopped hearing from her entirely. I figured maybe she was just trying to process everything. Maybe she didn't want anything to do with me now that it was all out in the open. Then I got a call from her sister. You need to come to Cedar Ridge Apartments. Now. I didn't ask questions. Just grabbed my keys and drove. It was raining again, always raining, it felt like. When I pulled into the complex, I saw Lacey's sister, Erin, standing outside Building C. She was soaked through, her arms crossed tight around her chest. She's gone, Erin said, her voice shaking. I haven't heard from her in 3 days. She was supposed to come over. She never showed. Her car's still here. But no one's answering. I didn't wait. I went up the stairs 2 at a time and started pounding on the door. No answer. Erin was crying behind me. She wouldn't just disappear, she kept saying. Not without telling me. I was about to kick the door in when the apartment manager showed up. Older guy, gruff, holding a master key. You two related? He asked. I'm her ex, I said. This is her sister. Please, just open the door. He hesitated, then unlocked it. The lights were off. Everything was still. Too still. I stepped inside, calling her name. Nothing. But her phone was on the counter, screen cracked. Her purse was tipped over on the floor, contents scattered, wallet still there. And then I saw it. On the kitchen table, a single piece of paper. It wasn't a note. It was a photo. Printout of me, sitting in my car, taken from behind, through the rear window. There were 3 words written underneath in sharp black marker. Told you once. I felt the blood drain from my face. We called the cops. Reported her missing. But they didn't treat it like a big deal at first. No sign of struggle, no blood, no broken locks. Maybe she just needed space, they said. But we knew. This was Evan. Only the thing was, Evan didn't exist. The more I looked, the more I realized there were no records of him under that name. No real address. The company he claimed to work for? Never heard of him. Who the hell had Lacey gotten engaged to? And where the hell had he taken her? I had to find out. I didn't trust the police to move fast. And if she was really gone, if he had actually done something to her, I knew it would be on me to fix it. I started from the beginning, his friends in those Vegas pictures, that club, that car, the fake names, everything. One thread led to another. I printed pictures. Made a board in my living room. Yeah, like one of those crazy detective walls you see on TV. Because this was real now. Then I found her burner account. Lacey's. She had a second Instagram. No name, no followers. Just a few cryptic posts. One showed a street sign, Nelson Avenue, in a tiny town in Kansas. Another showed a torn receipt from a motel. And the caption under it said, "If something happens to me, start here." That was when I knew. She knew she was in danger. She tried to leave a trail. So I packed a bag, took some cash, and left town. If Evan wanted to play a game, fine. I was done waiting for the cops. This time I was going to fight. And I wasn't stopping until I found her. The drive to Kansas was long and dead quiet, except for the hum of my tires and the occasional buzz from my phone, mostly Erin checking in. I didn't tell her everything. Just said I had a lead. I didn't want to get her hopes up. Nelson Avenue was in a place called Mulberry, Kansas. A town so small I almost missed the turnoff. Just a gas station, a diner, and 2 blocks of houses, most of them run down. I parked near the sign from Lacey's photo and walked the whole block. Nothing stood out. No people around. A stray cat darted between trash cans. I was about to give up when I saw it. A small, beat-up motel on the edge of town. Green Pine Inn. No website. No reviews online. Just a flickering neon sign half-lit with a missing E. I went to the front desk. The guy working there looked half asleep and smelled like chewing tobacco. I showed him Lacey's photo and asked if he'd seen her. He looked at it for a few seconds, scratched his neck, then nodded. Checked in about a week ago, he said. Used cash. Didn't give a name. My chest tightened. Is she still here? He shook his head. Left 2 days later. Looked nervous. Asked about bus routes heading south. Did anyone come with her? He hesitated. Yeah. Some guy came by her room. Didn't go in though. Just stood outside talking. Argan, maybe. He was driving a white cargo van. No plates. Security cameras? I asked. He laughed. You think this place can afford cameras? I left $100 on the counter and asked him to call me if she showed up again. Then I started checking nearby bus stops. That's when I noticed something. Someone was watching me. An old silver sedan had driven past the motel 3 times in 10 minutes. Slow. Windows tinted. I caught a glimpse of the driver the 3rd time, ball cap, sunglasses, hands gripping the wheel tight. I didn't wait. I got in my truck and tailed him. He noticed. He gunned the engine and took off. I floored it. We sped down empty country roads, dust flying. He tried to lose me on a back road near a grain silo, but I stayed close. Then he made a sharp turn almost too fast. That's when I saw it, his plate. Half covered in mud, but still readable. I wrote it down. Then I stopped. I didn't want to chase him into a trap. Back at a diner in town, I used the free Wi-Fi to run the plate through a few online resources. Nothing came up at first. Then I dug deeper. The plate had been flagged in Missouri, tied to a rental van reported stolen from Springfield 2 weeks ago. It was him. Had to be. Evan, or whatever his real name was, wasn't just a liar. He was a ghost. No records. No social media. He floated from state to state, using fake names, false jobs, stolen vehicles. And now he had Lacey. But she tried to run. Left signs. Maybe she was still alive. And I had a lead now. Springfield. That was the next stop. And I didn't care what I had to do or who I had to hurt to get her back. Springfield, Missouri. I pulled into town at dawn. I hadn't slept. I hadn't eaten. I didn't care. My hands were shaking on the wheel from too much gas station coffee and too many thoughts rattling in my head. I found the rental place the van had come from. The woman behind the counter didn't want to talk at first. I showed her the plate number, told her I was looking for my sister. She hesitated, then gave me an address. Guy used a fake name, David Carr, paid cash, no ID. The address led to a rundown duplex on the north side. I parked 2 blocks away, waited, watched. After 2 hours, the silver sedan showed up. Same one from Kansas. He parked in the alley behind the house. Got out. It was him. I took pictures. Called the cops. Told them everything. That he had my ex, that she might be inside, that the vehicle was stolen. They said they'd send someone out, but I didn't trust them to move fast enough. I couldn't. So I went in. I had a crowbar from the truck. Walked up the back steps, heart pounding, vision tunneling. The door was locked, but I forced it open with one hard swing. It cracked loud. I heard footsteps inside. A man's voice shouted, "What the hell?" Then I saw him. He was in the kitchen, phone in hand, looking shocked. "Are you insane? Where is she?" I said. My voice didn't sound like mine. He raised his hands. "She left. I don't know where she went." "Bullshit. We fought." I didn't think. I just swung. The crowbar hit the counter first, then his arm. He yelped, dropped his phone. We wrestled, fists flying. He was stronger than he looked. But I had rage. I pinned him down, panting, blood dripping from my nose. "Where is she?" I shouted. "In the basement," he gasped. "She's downstairs." I left him on the floor and ran down the creaky stairs. The door was locked from the outside. I smashed it open. And there she was. Lacey. Sitting on a mattress, hands bound, face bruised. Her eyes widened when she saw me. "Oh my God," she whispered. "Tyler?" I cut her free. She collapsed into me. He said if I tried to run again, he'd kill me. "He won't," I said. "Not now." The police finally showed up 20 minutes later. They arrested him. Took statements. Asked questions. Lacey was taken to the hospital. I wasn't charged. They said it was self-defense. That I saved her. But not everyone saw it that way. A detective pulled me aside. "You went looking for him. You could have been killed. Or killed someone." "I know," I said. But the truth? I didn't care. I'd let her slip once. I wasn't going to do it again. She moved in with her sister after that. We talked a few times. Things weren't the same. Too much damage. Too many ghosts between us. I thought saving her would fix everything. But it didn't. I started drinking more. Lost my job. Couldn't sleep. Couldn't stop hearing her voice. "You never fought for me." I fought. God, I fought. But in the end, we both lost something we couldn't get back. She rebuilt her life slowly, quietly. I watched from a distance. And me? I sit in this empty apartment, staring at the photo I took the day I found her. Bruised, but alive. I don't know if I saved her. But I do know one thing. He'll never hurt anyone again. Because 3 months after his arrest, I saw a news alert. Evan Blake, aka David Carr, was found dead in his cell. Suicide. No note. Some people said it was guilt. I think it was fear. Because before he died, someone sent him a picture. A photo of him sleeping in his cell. No return address. Just 3 words written on the back, told you twice.